Henshaws Health and Wellbeing.
So hello everybody, this is Katy again. I'm doing another session for you today for Henshaws, and today this session is about working with our legs, of which we have two usually. And so we're going to start standing on both feet and just feel a little bit of space between both feet. So your feet aren't locked together side by side, but you've got a bit of space. And a good way to do this is to put one fist between your knees and to check that your knees are at least one fist space apart. So that's quite fun, so you can check. Now, standing on both feet, I'd like you just to feel the weight of your body in both feet. So as you stand and you're nice and tall, just feel the weight falling through your feet onto the floor. And you might want to tap your toes so that you tap your toes on the floor. And then you might want to tap your heels. And just to feel you have the toes at one end and your heels at the back. So your toes at the front and your heels at the back. And that you can shift your weight now forwards and backwards over your feet. So you shift your weight forwards towards your toes and you feel how your heels come up a little bit, and then you shift your weight back towards your heels and you feel that your toes can come off a little bit. Okay, so let's just rock from toes to heels, forwards and backwards over our feet. So I'm shifting my weight forwards towards my toes, then back to my heels, forwards to my toes, and back to my heels. And then you can just play with that, rocking forwards and backwards over both feet at the same time. So you feel your whole body moving forwards and backwards over your feet, like you're swaying like a tree in the wind. So forwards and back, forwards and back. Okay, and then stop and just stand for a moment and just see if you feel your weight differently in both feet. Just feel your weight in both feet on the surface of the ground. And now we're going to shift our weight to the right side, and you feel the sides of the feet, so the inside of your left foot and the outside of your right foot, and then you're going to shift back to the center over both, and then you shift to the left side and feel your weight on the outside of your left foot, the inside of your right foot, and then you can rock from side to side, right to the middle to left, to the middle to right, to the middle to left, to the middle right, to the middle left, and you feel your whole body swaying from side to side. So if you've ever been on a boat, you'll know how this feels. So shifting from side to side like you're on a boat. Right to left, left to right, right to left. Okay, and then just stand on both feet again and see how it feels now to be on both feet. Because now we're going to do a circle. We're now going to go forwards to the toes, round to the right, back to the heels, and left to the left side. So forwards to the toes, to the right side, to the heels, to the left side, to the toes. So that you're doing a circle over the surface of your feet. So right to the back, to the left, to the toes, to the right side of the feet, to the heels, to the left side of the feet, to the toes, and you feel your head is doing a circle, and you feel your body is doing a circle. So the whole of your body is doing a circle around to the right. Woo! And then we'll just stop and pause and take a breath. And just feel your weight over the whole of your feet again. And now we better do it to the left. So we're going to go forwards over the toes, then around to the left side, back over the heels, and around to the right side, forwards to the toes, to the left side of the feet, to the heels, and to the right. And then you can do that circle as slowly as you like, or a little bit faster, just to feel your whole body going around in a circle over your feet. So that's quite fun. Yay! You might find that you're better at it to the left side than you are to the right or the other way. Okay, very good. So let's just stand on both feet again. And I'd like you now to just bounce your heels a little bit, just so that you can shake out a little bit any tension. So I'm giving myself a little bounce up and down, and you can hear my voice as I'm bouncing. So I'm on the spot and I'm just coming up on my toes a little bit and bouncing my whole body so that I have a little shake out. So now I'd like you to maybe you might need to have a bit of support from a chair, putting a hand on a chair or against the wall, because now we're going to come up to stand on our toes. So when you feel balanced, you can have both arms out to the side, for example, or one hand on a chair. You're going to lift yourself up to stand on your toes. So there's a slight rocking forwards and then lifting up to stand on your toes, and see if you can balance there for a little bit. So count for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then back down. And then we're going to come up and down and up and down, and just rising up to the toes, back down, and up to the toes, back down. And you feel really strong coming up through the whole body, all the way up through your head, so that you're coming up nice and tall and strong, and dropping back down again in your own time, up and down and up and down. Okay, and then drop your arms by your sides and maybe come to standing again on both feet. Because now we're going to come to our knees, and when we bend both knees, we feel the knees floating forwards in space. So just bend your knees and straighten, bend your knees and straighten. Then I'd like you to put your hands on your knees as you do it, so that you're bending forwards. So with both hands on your knees, you bend both knees and feel your kneecaps nice and strong in the front. And then when you straighten your knees and your hands are still there, feel your kneecaps, how they pull up to keep your legs nice and strong and locked at the knees. So now, without your hands on your knees, just bend and straighten, bend and straighten, and just feel your weight going down towards your heels and up through your head. So bounce, bend, bounce and bend. So we're getting some nice flexion in our knees. Lovely. And then we'll put our hands on both knees, and you're going to do circles with your knees with your hands. So let's do little circles to the right. So forwards to the right, back and to the left. So we're doing circles with our knees, and we feel those circles in our ankles and through our feet too. And then we'll go the other way. So forwards to the left, back and to the right. So doing little circles with our knees, with our hands on our knees. That's it. Just to feel nice and loose in the knees. So now we're going to take a little step to the right. So taking the right foot out to the side, so we've got a bit more space between our feet. And then we're going to bend our right leg, but keep the left leg straight, which means our weight goes to the right side. And then we come back to the middle, and then we bend the left leg so that our weight goes to the left side and out of the right, and then we come back to the middle. So we bend to the right, to the middle, bend to the left, back to the middle, bend to the right, back to the middle, bend to the left, back to the middle. Now you can take your arms out to the side to give yourself a bit more balance. And I'd like you just now to do a nice swaying from right to left. So bending the right knee back to the middle over to the left. So it's one continuous movement from the right side over to the left side over to the right. So swaying side to side, right to left, left to right. And now let's see whether we can lift up the free leg. So as I go to the right, I can lift up the left because there's no weight in it. Then I put it back down and then I sway to the left and lift up the right because there's no weight in it. So I'm going to sway to the right with all my weight over my right foot and my right leg is bent, and I lift up my left, put it back down and then go to the left side. All my weight is in my left foot and I lift up the right. I'm just swaying, lift, sway, lift, sway, lift, sway, lift. So it's quite important to keep your back up straight so we don't topple to one side. And using our arms out to the side helps us to keep a good balance. So you can play with this now and do a little bit of a bend and then lift one leg, bend, lift one leg, and just see how that feels. Up and down. And basically what we're doing is we're standing on one leg whilst we lift up the other. So previously we can stand on both, but now we're just standing on one leg and lifting up the other. Okay, now just take a moment to stop and let your arms come back down by your side. Good, so now let's continue with going forwards and back. So we just did side to side. And what we're going to do now is take a step forward with the right foot, but leave the left foot behind. So there's now a space between my right foot that's in front and my left foot that's behind. I'm now going to have my arms out to the side again, and I'm going to sway forwards over onto my right foot so that my right knee bends and feel strong in my right leg. And then I'm going to take myself back to the middle and take my weight back over my left foot so that my left knee bends and my right leg is straight. And then I come back to the middle and I take myself forwards over my right leg again. So it's really important to keep my body tall and straight as I'm swaying forwards and backwards, so that I don't topple over. So you can do this a little bit faster, a nice sway forwards and back, to the front, to the back, from my right leg to my left leg, and I feel it's nice and smooth. Trying to get it nice and smooth, like I'm floating forwards and back. Okay, then I bring my right foot back next to my left, and I feel how it is to stand now on both feet. And then I take my left foot forward one step, and I take my weight forward over onto my left foot so that my left knee bends and my right leg is straight. So I'm doing the same thing but on my other leg. And I'm going to sway back to the middle and back over to my right foot so that my right knee bends. And then I sway forwards through over onto my left leg. So I'm swaying backwards and forwards from the left leg in front to the right leg behind. With my arms out to the side, keeping me nice and balanced. So swaying forwards and back, forwards and back. There we are. And then you bring your left foot back next to the right. And feel how it is to stand now, just briefly. So take a nice deep breath in and out, and place your hands on your hips. So my right hand's on my right hip and my left hand's on my left hip, and I'm going to rock from side to side from my hips. So I'm taking my right hip to the right and then back to the middle, and then my left hip to the left side and back to the middle, so that my body is swaying from the right to the left again. So swaying right to left, left to right. And you might want to bend your knees slightly just to give a bit more swing to your hips. And then back to the center. Now we're going to swing our hips forwards and back. So taking my hips forwards, and what happens is as I swing my hips forwards, my head goes back a little bit just to counterbalance, and as I swing my hips back, my head goes forwards a little bit over my toes to counterbalance so that I don't fall. So just allowing your hips to sway forwards and back, and just to feel how your head moves in the opposite direction to keep a nice balance. And then, just like we have done with the other parts of the body, we're now going to go in a circle with the hips. So from the right to the back, to the left, to the front, to the right, to the back, to the left, to the front. And keeping your knees slightly bent really helps. So let's try going the other way. So we'll go forwards to the left, to the back, to the right, and forwards to the left, to the back, to the right. And you'll feel that as you do this nice smooth circle around to the left or around to the right, that the rest of your body is also going in circles. And in fact, your head is doing the opposite. So as my hips go back, my head goes forward, and so on. All right. And then just stand with your arms by your side. And standing tall for a moment, just feel the weight in both feet. And that's the end of this session. So it's Katy Dimmock here from Touchdown Dance, hoping you enjoyed yourselves, and look forward to the next time. Thank you. Bye.
Our videos are helping people across the world. If you found them useful, please donate on our website so we can keep making more videos like this in the future.
Henshaws, supporting people with sight loss and a range of other disabilities to go beyond expectations.